Doc here with Last Best Tool, and today I've got a project video. I'm always working on something, and I was in the middle of replacing, or actually fixing the windshield wiper fluid reservoir on an old truck of mine. It's so old that the motor is starting to come apart, and resealed it, put a bunch of stuff together, and I've got to solder it back together, so I'll be doing a review on my, or a video on my Milwaukee battery-powered soldering iron outside. I'll get to that. But today I was walking the dog, and I stumbled on this, and what this is just a standard kind of a power port or cigarette lighter plug adapter for a car that gives us a USB. It's Belkin. I thought instead of throwing it away just because I found it, I'd see if I could get this thing working. I don't know if it had been stepped on or what, but I started out with kind of just squeezing it back together, and then I super glued the edges just to hold it together because it was coming apart, and that has dried, and I filed it down smooth. So now I can get on to the test to see if it works and if it needs any additional help. So one of the things I needed to do was test this and find out if it was actually worth saving at all. And what I've got here, this is a Milwaukee power port. It's for their 12 volt. I got this when their 12 volt stuff first came out. I don't know if they still make this thing. I don't think they do, or maybe they've got some newer version. But anyway, I can throw a battery onto it and then insert this, and I can see that the light comes on, but it seems a little bit sensitive as I rotate it, and that's not good because I might be thinking my phone's charging and it's not. The other thing I can do is test this when it's green here with a Klein USB tester. This is the ET900, and basically it plugs right in to a USB port and then is powered by the USB port, and you can see the readout here. It's giving me 5 volts there, 0 amps because I'm not running anything through it. If I was, I could plug another USB or continue the plug-in, pass through USB, and then actually get some draw. But it is working, so I am getting the charge through it. However, what appears to be going on is these little spring-loaded pieces lost some of their mojo, maybe when it got stepped on or whatever. So I've been thinking, how can I spread those out? And I've got an array of tools, kind of fun ones. This is a snap-on cotter pin tool, the full size. I have an old one, kind of, the antique black-handled snap-on stuff, and I've used it for everything and finally bought a new one. I tried this. I think it's a little too strong, so I'm going to dial it back a little bit. This is just a snap-on awl or punch. I mean, kind of like a scribe. I've got the small ones, that are in this form factor, with the smaller handle. Try the bigger one here and see. Again, I think my leverage, I'm thinking I'm probably going to snap that thing out, and then I'm going to be in even worse shape. And I can get it to bow up. I don't know if you can see that, but once I push it, it pops right back down. This is the snap-on kind of hockey stick, or pry bar. It's one of their smaller flattened ones. I think I mentioned this. I've got one that's more of a hockey stick. I guess this one's more the straight, which allows me to slide it in and then rotate it to see if I can add a little bit of a bend, because the bend then won't pop back in as tight. And it actually, apparently there's quite a bit going on in there, because I can get this all the way in and twisted. It's a pretty strong piece of spring steel there. Maybe something like this, wedge that in. Or better yet, I'm going to actually use both of these, and I'm going to see if I can get a bit of a twist that will cause dent in the metal. I'm going to reverse this now and try it from the other side. And if I can get a dent in it, then the dent will stay. It won't fold back down. That's not bad. That's staying out pretty good there. Now I'll do the other side. So sometimes if you just have one pair, these are spring-loaded, probably broken now. Nope, they lived. The spring-loaded ones are kind of a double-edged sword because they can go flying out of your hands. So let's try this, kind of twisting it. I'm doing the twisting with the thicker Talon jaw. These aren't quite as strong. I don't think I'm stressing it at all, but there we go. They're bowed out. That one sticks out a little more. I have to just have one contact because these are the two. Let's try it again. Insert it in. Staying on. Wow, there's a little bit right there. What's going on? So, might bend it just a hair more on this one. I kind of like to just try and fix things. I mean, I did find it. That's got a little more of a bow in it. Let's try it. Much better. And obviously I'm going to get my full 5 volts. I haven't messed around with it. If I was having other trouble, there we go. Oh, now it's starting to get persnickety. $5 volts, no problem, but what's it doing? Maybe what I'm going to do here now is do my classic, take a piece of emery paper. I have to do this with my Roomba vacuum all the time. I might do a video on how I deal with that thing. I've had it for years and keep nursing it along, but sometimes there's a little bit of corrosion or something on the edges of the contacts. Make sure this is good in here. Nothing. Drop it in. That looks good. Looks good. Popped out, so still a little sensitive. So with that, unless there's something going on inside it, which I don't think there is, let me hold it down, and I'm not getting anything that would indicate a short. So here's where the rubber meets the road. I'm going to put a bigger bend in it, or I might break it. Either way, that's how I learn. I'm actually putting kind of a twist in it as well, trying to fight off the way it pops in. Oh, that's nice. There we go. A little beefy on that one. Let's try it. Wow, that's in there really tight. Make sure it doesn't kick off again when I insert something into it. Does there. Is that a bypass maybe? I don't know. But interesting. Well, tell you what, in this particular project, I'm going to go stick it into the car connection, see if it holds up any better. If not, it's garbage. Anyway, Day in my life. Thanks for watching. Doc out.